Hey ladies, what's up? It's me, Charmaine, and today we are talking about the Life Balance Challenge and creating that balance in our life that feels good. Now, let me start off with this disclaimer. First of all, a lot of the times, the definition that comes along with balance in life tends to be one of all things equal. So I want to dispel this because a lot of coaches and speakers and all this other stuff go, oh my gosh, you shouldn't be going for balance. Balance is too hard. There's no such thing as life balance because everything can't be done the exact same at the exact same time. And that's true. It's the definition of balance that I believe they have misconstrued, or the perception of it, their perception of it is different than what I have. So for me, life balance does not mean all things equal. Life balance means that you have the stability in your life areas to support your life. It doesn't mean all things equal. Your life is not a set of tires. You're not going to set it up on a balancer and then all of them have the exact same PSI, right? Your life is not that. It's very multifaceted. It's very varied in itself. And so to expect that from your life is a bit cray-cray, which is why people are like, oh my God, I can't do balance. Balance is so hard. Oh, I can't do this. But yet then they try to do, I'm going to do harmony and integration. But they still attempt to do harmony and integration like they approached balance. So it's just that your perception of how your life needs to show up is what needs to really shift. So when I talk about balance, you can interchange it with harmony. You can interchange it with integration. I call it balance because life balance is about making sure that each area of your life is in a space of strength and stability so that it can be supportive, not about perfection. So now that we have that out of the way, the struggle of creating balance, and why is it such a struggle, and that challenge, how do you navigate that and make creating balance in your life not a challenge? The first is to get rid of perfection, get rid of feeling like everything has to be the same. I heard this from, I think, Tony Robbins, where this little girl goes to her dad and basically, he asks her, well, why do you think your desk is not perfect? What makes you think a desk is perfect? What is that perfection to you? And I think the little girl said something like, well, when all of the papers look like this, my desk is perfect. But so the dad says, well, if you move this paper, then is the desk no longer perfect? And she goes, yeah. A lot of us have that concept of perfection, that everything has to look a certain way. Everything has to be a certain way in order for it to be perfect. And so we're striving for this piece of perfection that it's really insanity. It doesn't really exist. You are perfect as you are. You are worthy. You are enough. Everything that you're doing right now in this holy instant is where you're supposed to be. And then as you learn more, you grow more and you do more. But this whole idea that something in you is wrong, broken, whatever, leads to this whole thing of, oh my God, I can't do balance. This is so hard. I don't know what to do. It throws you into a further spiral. So dropping your perception of perfection and not looking at it from a space of lack, because that's how even I sometimes have looked at perfection. It's like, oh my God, this doesn't look, not looking at it from a space of lack, but looking at it from a space of enoughness. I am enough in this moment. Yes, I might not be doing things the way that I want them to look or how I want it to be done. How can I change that? How can I shift that? Again, asking yourself those quality questions that are going to allow you to create and to be more in a positive space versus always beating yourself up. The second thing I want you to take note of is not doing spiritual bypassing. So that is, if something is going crappy in your life, you don't deal with the ick. You go, oh my God, I'm supposed to be positive. So I'm not going to deal with why I feel this way. I'm just going to bypass that and to be positive. That causes more trouble and problems in the long run than anything. Being willing to look at the why maybe you're in a particular space, why you're feeling a particular way. Every time that I start you ladies out, it's about, how do you want to feel? before what do you think you need to do, before what do you want, how do you want to feel, because ultimately everything in your life is geared toward feeling a particular way. Everything you do is geared toward feeling a particular way. Even this video that I'm doing is geared toward a feeling that I'm working on creating at the end of my day. So when you are basing your life and your day based off on how you want to feel, and these are high quality feelings, these are not let's sit on the sofa and eat a quart of ice cream feelings. These are high quality feelings, feelings that are going to elevate you, that are going to elevate your life and elevate the life of those around you, and not just give you those in the moment feel good sessions. These are the type of feelings I'm talking about. And so asking yourself, how do I want my life to feel? How do I want my day to feel? What does it feel like when it's the best day ever for me? How does that feel? How can I reproduce that? What other things am I already doing that I'm not noticing that can give me that feeling? When you operate from that space, first, feeling first, then what do I want? Why do I want it? Those pillars, knowing how you want to feel is vital. And if you're stuffing your feelings down, for whatever reason, whether it's, I don't want to deal with it, or you think you just all the time have to be positive, whatever it is, it's going to cause you more harm than good. Being positive doesn't mean that you never have a negative thought. That's not what it means. Being positive or seeing the bright side of things doesn't mean that you can't feel hurt or angry or pissed off or whatever. It doesn't mean you can't have those feelings, or that if you have them, that there's something wrong with you. Own your feelings. Know why you're feeling a certain way. Deal with it. Look into EFT tapping, work of Nick Ortner, where you're dealing with the subconscious piece of why you're feeling a certain way, and why at the end, because you can say forever, I am a millionaire. I am a millionaire. And if inherently you have some beliefs and feelings that don't align with what you're saying, you're never going to be a millionaire. So get that piece together next. The second part, hold on, I'm looking at my notes. So the third thing, is the goals and intentions piece. Knowing what you want, knowing what that looks like, and having a clear vision for where you're going is going to be vital to keeping your life areas together. What do you want your family life to look like? What do you want your finances to look like? What do you want your marriage to look like? What do you want your health to look like? What do you want your business to look like? What do you want these things to look like? Your spiritual, mental, physical health. What do you want that to look and feel like? What does that look like for you? What is that clear vision? If you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. Meaning that we create the life that we see in front of us with our thoughts and how clearly they are. If you've ever noticed a negative thought and you've seen it clearly, you can see the disaster and destruction clear as day in your mind. It's interesting how we can see negative things more clearly than positive things sometimes. But that's another topic. But we can often see those things so clearly, and we have to work so hard at seeing the good. An example I read this morning was somebody sends you a text message that says we need to talk. And what is the first place that your mind goes to? It normally doesn't go to a positive space, right? Normally it goes into a space of everything that can go wrong, maybe something wrong that you said to them, stuff like that, versus going, maybe they didn't have time, maybe they were driving, or they were about to get in the car and they just thought right off the top of their head, hey, we need to talk later. And it has nothing to do with anything bad. But knowing what you want out of your day is going to be so, out of your day, out of your life, all of those different areas, it's going to be so important. And being able to see and hold that vision is going to be vital to your success. It's going to be vital to your sanity. You cannot create stability, aka balance, in your life areas if you don't know what you want out of them. You can't create this balance if you don't know how you want to feel, because you're going to be going back and forth in between whatever anybody else wants and how they want to flow with you. You're just going with the flow, which in that respect is not the best flow to go with. You're going with somebody else's flow and not your own. So in order to create this balance, in order to create this stability, you've got to know what your life areas are doing, how they're performing, what they look like. How do you want to feel in these life areas? What do you want out of these life areas? And having that clear vision. Clarity is key. Without a vision, the people perish. You are going to crash and burn without having a clear vision in your mind of what you want these areas to look and feel like. That's going to be vital. And these are not things, I want to be clear with you. These are not things that you are going to go, oh, today is Tuesday, and on Wednesday, I'm going to have it all together. No, these are steps and processes. A lot of the times we want things to come so quick and so fast. Today, I'm not operating on my best self, and I haven't been for X amount of time, and tomorrow I want to be on it and popping. Doesn't quite happen that way. There are laws of the universe that dictate the law of gender, take the gestational period that it takes for something to manifest. Just like it took you time to get in the space that you are now, it's going to take time and work and consistent action to get to where you want to be. So being gentle with yourself, knowing that, yeah, the first 2 weeks might be boss. You might be starting off strong, but unless you have the support and the structures in place to know where you're going and to know when you're falling off track and to know when your mindset is going a little wacky, then you're going to fall all the way off. And then you'll have to grab that momentum back again and start all over again. So being clear about that and, being clear about all of those things are going to help with your balance game and knowing what you want. Is my game every day strong? No, it's not. But I'm okay with that because I understand there's an ebb and a flow, and I flow with the days that aren't that great. And I keep focused on what I want this to look like, what I want this to feel like. And then the last thing is your purpose. Why do you even want to feel this way? Why do you even want what you want? What is that? Asking yourself, well, okay, I say I want to feel joyful. How is that going to change my life? What does that look like for me? Asking yourself these deeper questions to have more of a connect. When you write down a goal, why do I want this goal? Is it going to help me to achieve that foundational feeling I said that I wanted? If I said I want to feel joyful, will working out for 4 days a week help me to feel joyful? Yeah, because I'll have more energy. Yeah, because you'll be able to fit in those jeans. Yeah, because, you'll be able, working out, from a scientific point, it helps because you're moving in different ways. We normally sit all day. I'm sitting on a bouncy ball now. We normally sit all day. And working out helps our brain to move in a different way than what we normally move it. So yeah, it could bring you joy because in long run, there's going to be so many aspects of it that are going to support your life. So thinking about that, asking yourself these questions, when you set these goals, why do I want this? How is this going to relate to how I say I want to feel? How is this benefiting me and my larger goal? Asking yourself those questions as you go throughout your day and someone goes, hey, let's go get coffee. How is this going to benefit me and my bigger goal? Learning how to take pauses when people ask you questions to do things, to go places. Because I know for me, my knee-jerk reaction tends to be, oh, I need to make a decision now. When in actuality, you really don't. And taking the space to see if certain decisions that even you're making throughout your day, are they supporting what you say you really want? And that's going to cause you to look at your paradigm, your belief system, your mindset, whatever you want to call it. It's going to cause you to look at how you're approaching life and you're approaching things. And that maybe some of the decisions you're making throughout the day are not supporting that and how you can shift it. So this quick video was to give you some tools to start creating balance. Remembering, this is a process. I have been doing this process for at least 10 years, at least. And each day I'm learning. I'm always working on it. It's always ever evolving. But what keeps me on the path is that I'm very clear about what it is I want to create. I have the supports to make sure that I'm staying on that path. I'm clear about what I want to create in my life, in my day. I'm clear about how I want to feel. Are all of my life areas 10s? Hell no. And they probably will never all be 10s. But I know which life areas I need to work on the most, which are the most challenging, or you could say the weakest or whatever. I know what those are, and working on the mindsets to get them to a space of stability. And as you grow, as things shift, as you get the new job, as your business blows up, as your kids go from middle school to high school, which is huge, as you move homes, those numbers are going to change. Like your financial area can be in an 8 or a 9 or even a 10, but then your sales for a particular month maybe go down. And it's not to say that it's not that you're not managing your money properly, but it changes the aspect of how things flow. So then it might go down to a 7. Your marriage can be in a great space, but then somebody gets sick. And so now you have to think of a different way to approach things that at one space you were able to approach it this way, but now because your partner or you are not feeling their best, you have to revector. So now it's no longer that 8. It might go down to a 5 because you now have to figure out how to operate from this new space. These numbers are going to be ever evolving and changing. And you have to have the grace and understand that they will be. And you have to understand that that's okay, that they're not always going to be these high numbers. Your goal is not get out of the perfection room and say, I want all 10s. Yes, you can want all 10s. That's great. But if sometimes focusing on all 10s causes us to go after it in unhealthy ways. So check how you're going after it. If you're going after that 10 from the space of creating balance, great. If you're going after that 10 from the respect of, I'm going to grind and work unnatural hours and, do all this crazy stuff to get it at a 10. Yeah, that life area might be at a 10, but now the rest of your life areas might be at like 5s, 4s, 3s because you've sacrificed all of those just to get one. And then you chasing this unnatural high of like, yay, my finances are at a 10. But shit, my marriage is at a 3. My family relationships with my kids are at like a 2. I don't even know where my kid, being mindful of that, being really mindful of those pieces that you create. So if you're ready to create true balance, that isn't perfect. That is imperfectly perfect, where you are embracing and loving the imperfection of who you are and how you show up and having that work. Be sure to schedule a call with me, a Get Your Life Strategy call. The details are in the comment section below. And we'll take 30 minutes to sit and look at those areas and just sitting with you and helping you to create some form of a baseline. It's a 30-minute call, but it's going to be well worth, any amount of time that you might, feel that you need. But it's going to be well worth it. And remembering, and here's a couple of things about working with me that I want you to be clear about. I'm not quick. This is not going to be a quick fix. This is not going to be a Ricky Bobby, I want to go fast. This is a process. So knowing that the tips that I'm going to give you are not necessarily going to be a quick fix. It's going to be something that you're going to have to be consistent at. You're going to have to be persistent at, and that you're going to have to constantly engage in. This is about engaging fully in your life and not just, add water, stir, it's all good, it's all done. So if you're ready to stop coming from that space in your life and you're ready to really create the breath and the empowerment that you want to feel about your life and your day, click that link below and get yourself enrolled, or not enrolled, but get yourself signed up for a free Get Your Life Strategy call. And let's look at those baselines and let's begin to create that space in your life that you really want and that you really want to go toward. And knowing that you can do this, the journey is not at all going to look like you think it should look in your head. It's going to completely go left and in a different direction. But that's why you do the work. And that is why you engage in your life in the way that you do, because you want to create that change. You want to create lasting change. You want to create change that no matter what goes on in your life, you can bounce back. So thanks so much. I really enjoyed talking to you ladies today. If you have any questions, comments, ahas, what you talking about, I don't think so, pop them in the comments below. You ain't got to agree with me. I'm cool with that. So, and even if you do or you don't, pop them in the comments below. Let me know what hit you most out of today's video. And I would love to interact with you and just get to know a lot of you all a little bit better. But thanks again for joining. Remember, love yourself, love your family, love your business in that order. And I will catch you next time. Bye.